I'm Ashona Fernandez Balloon. Welcome back to Recambio News. Civil society holds ASEAN 2025 conference brings together panelists for discussion and dialogue.
The Asian Civil Society Organization Conference, Asian People, was successfully held from May 24 to 25, 2025 at Wisma MCA, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The theme of the conference was our Asian Peoples at the Core and CSO Enhancing Inclusivity and Sustainability. The total number of participants at this conference was 243, comprising Asian CSOs from member states, including CSO observers from Timor-Leste, members of Malaysian civil society advocating for regional reforms through the ASEAN 2025 mechanism, chaired by Malaysia. This year's CSO are organized into thematic clusters, with each cluster presenting a 5-point advisory to Prime Minister YAB Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Over the past decade, the Asian Civil Society Conference, Asian People's Forum, ACSE or APF, has consistently highlighted crucial human rights, governance, and development issues faced by Asian communities. While its role as platform for dialogue has been invaluable, it must now focus on increasing its impact and engagement with Asian government and institutions. On this occasion, Mr. Gerald Joseph, convening chair of Asian Peoples at ASEAN 2025, provided his conclusion on the result of the two-day conference, highlighting the conference raised by the panelists and CSO participants.
Many refugees, not only Rohingya, people are killed, jailed, disappear. That's one issue. The other issue is the issue of corruption. Is a maybe common ASEAN problem. Big country, small country, corruption used to be the old style of how you get things done. But now we also learn there's big corruption, billion-dollar corruption. And so I think we must work together to stop corruption, because corruption can affect climate change initiatives. It can affect education, basic. It can also affect freedom of expression, media control. So money and control is at all levels. But also this time, I think one of the biggest concern that come out is a concern on climate justice. Many NGOs, maybe 20% worked on this issue. Also because climate change is real, people feel happy or healthy because of the sun, the air, the sea, or the forest. So we are losing many of this, and because of mining, because of big business opening land for plantation, which is true. We need the money. Every country needs the money for investment, for business, but we should also think of the future of the world, planet and people, and that's why sustainable development is so important. We cannot just think of one thing and forget the others. That cannot work in this world. So ASEAN talks about sustainable development, talks about climate change, talks about good governance, also about human rights. You know, civil society has been fighting human rights, but sadly we still hear stories of disappearance, of torture, of abuse of law to detain, arrest people who are critical of government, who are dissidents of government. So in these are many of the issues that have come up, but we also learn people with disability still struggling to lead a more normal life, because people forget in a community there are many people who have different disabilities, and we need to support them, but not just by talk, but actually putting money to make life meaningful and easy for them, easier, like build ramps, build accessible toilets, finding interpreters for sign language. So, but all this costs money, but I think we cannot now use money as an excuse not to help them. We also had discussions on indigenous people. Indigenous people or some masyarakat adat also until today still asking for their land. Can I have my ancestral domain to my land? Why I am pushed, and I lived here thousands of years ago. So I think governments of ASEAN must find ways to enable a people-centered country, a people-centered ASEAN to work. So the Malaysian CSO since September last year, maybe about 50, 60 of us, decided to organize ourselves calling ASEAN Peoples at ASEAN 2025, and we want to do very simple. People who work on the issue must try to work long term, number one. So 18 groups work on the issue, but to invite, it's not a Malaysian issue, it's ASEAN. So to invite friends from Timor-Leste, Thailand, Philippines to come together. So I think the last 7 months we have worked together, and yesterday and Saturday, 24, 25 May, we conducted 40 workshops. We had one plenary panel, so it was good. It was good to do that, to understand. But as Secretariat, Pusat Komas as a Secretariat is hoping that this is not excitement to come for a big meeting for summit. I'm not happy, we are not happy, because we are always on the periphery, outside, almost near. We are maybe 10 minutes walk from the Kuala Lumpur Convention Center. We can see where the summit is happening, but we are still not invited inside. But the good news, the Malaysian government has invited 12 civil society representatives to attend the launch of the Vision 2045 at the ASEAN Summit tomorrow, and one of the representatives is Fongtail Executive Director Coco, Mount Coco, who will be part of the 12 to go. So I think it's important that they recognize us, but I'm not happy because every year ASEAN has 600 meetings, but we maybe never get invited. One, maybe half, maybe zero, but I think ASEAN must start recognizing that civil society is not enemy. We want what is good for our country, but we may tell you different things because we are not your government officer. We want to tell you the truth, but we want you to work together with us to find solutions. So we are not your enemy, but sadly not all ASEAN countries like civil society speaking truth from the ground upwards. But I think the time has changed. You cannot hide the truth anymore, so governments must be ready, because there is Google, there is AI, so you can get all information. So don't try to say everything is okay. Everything is not okay. So our secretariat wants to find smaller meetings that civil society can attend according to the thematic discussion. After this summit is head of states, that's very high level. There's always senior officials meeting, there is thematic meetings, environment, economic, agriculture. Why is civil society not invited? Give us 1 hour for discussion, to contribute, to listen. So maybe that's where we should be present. I know money is difficult, it's a must travel, but I think if governments recognize us, then they will invite us and we can make a good contribution, and that's what I feel will be the real ASEAN of the people. So I think when we started organizing last year September, we decided, like 10 years ago in Malaysia, that our final statement is presented early, end of January. This year we submitted it to the Prime Minister on February 3rd. So every thematic group had 100 words. So the government knows what people thinking. So we think no point to submit something now because they have no time to read or meet us. But we've already openly, honestly told governments this is important. So there's no particular statement, but different groups are pushing the agenda. Some are doing press statements, some are doing memorandum. So I think this will continue. But as a group of people, the feeling is we are people from the ground. We belong to ASEAN, and ASEAN, which always speaks of being people-centered, must stop being symbolic and must make it real. So our final conclusion today is we will do it with strength. We will not give up, but we also demand governments recognize us and open up spaces for us. We don't want to just talk about summit, but we are ready to be invited at even the smallest meeting as a partner of governments to find solutions. So, to the 10 ASEAN and one observer country, 11, Timor-Leste, our call is don't sweep problems under the carpet. Number one. Our call is be open, give us data, be honest, and we are not naive. We know there is real difficulty and problems in every country, some because of money, some because of bad practice, some because of corruption, culture. We know. Also very ineffective laws and policy, regressive laws and policy, oppressive system. We know. But because we know, we still want to recognize you as government and work with you. So please don't close the door. Open the door because we are here already. We are 10 minutes away from the summit, and we call on the chairman of ASEAN this year, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, to find more ways for us to be engaged. And civil society wants to discuss. We know ASEAN is not easy, it's a complex organization, but we also don't want to give up on the aspirations of the people that we believe we have human rights, we believe sustainable development belongs to us, we believe we should not have second quality good governance, we want top quality good governance, no corruption, and also we want climate change that cannot be at the expense of big company, big investment coming to take over our land. So please, governments, if you need help for reforming your policies, reforming your law, we are your people, ASEAN people, we are your citizens, and we want something better for our countries, our people like you. So let's work together.
Guiding principles of Asian peoples at Asian 2025 are human rights adhered to international human rights principles and standards as enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and other international human rights laws. Democracy, principle of democratic process to be respected. Good governance to be participatory, consultative, and have genuine engagement and dialogue. Rule of law to adhere to the rule of law. Non-discrimination to respect that everyone is equal irrespective of race, religion, sex, gender, social opinion, and other status. Non-retrogressive, progressive, and evolutionary, not to regress in terms of human rights and to be updated with current minimum standards, and commitment to spread awareness on Asian, socializing Asian to the constituents, as well as engagement modality of Asian peoples at Asian 2025. Opening doors, consultative dialogue, coalition building, consensus, citizen spaces, respect diversity and inclusivity, non-violence.
Reported by Recambia team. That's all for today. A big thank you from Recambia team, and we look forward to seeing you in the next edition.